off weeks are really good for you, but after a while, it's nice to get back on a normal schedule. Really excited about homecoming this week. A ton of activities are surrounding the game. I know Kevin Jordan, one of our former players, is doing a great job, trying to rally the former players with the Bring It Home weekend, and I know he's got a lot of things going on. We're excited about him leading the charge with the Dan Brown Legacy Fund outing over at the Doghouse, which will be a great opportunity to see some former dogs as well as raise some needed funds for that fund. And we'll have pep rally this weekend on Friday, and then of course the game on Saturday against a really resurgent UNLV team. So we're looking forward to a great week of practice and a great game on Saturday.
Coach, we've talked about how your team has found a way to finish games and win. It's not necessarily always pretty, but you're winning. Do you see a parallel with what the Rebels are experiencing right now?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it went back to probably their Central Michigan game where they're down 21 at the half and found a way to come back and win. And teams that do that, there's a certain moxie that you gain by learning how to win games that are tight. Last week, had to go down the field and kick a field goal to win a game. A lot of teams can't do that, and the more you do that, the more confidence you have. And I think Coach Houck and his staff are doing a good job. Their players are maturing. He's in the third or fourth year of his system, and you can see a very confident team now that maybe early in the year they didn't quite have that.
Herring has obviously stepped up at quarterback, and they have their own Devontae in the receiving corps who's pretty good. Yeah,
81's a really good player. Physically, he's an imposing guy. It'll be a little tough matchup for some of our guys. He's a long guy, and they're doing a nice job getting him the ball. They're effective running the ball, and when you do that, your play-action pass game opens up. So we've got to have a plan to try to slow him down.
What did the break do for your team? What do you hope it does for your team?
Well, we're hoping that for the players as well as the coaches that our batteries got recharged. We gave our players Friday, Saturday, and Sunday off. We had a team meeting last night. I was excited that everybody was here early, ready to go. No reports of anything dumb going on over the weekend. Our guys are excited to get started in the second half of the season. We talked about all the teams that were supposed to win last weekend. If you listen to the media, that lost, and all that stuff about you're supposed to do this or that doesn't matter. What matters is your preparation and how you play on Saturday. And just wanted to remind our guys that they already knew. They knew it was coming, but it was good to see our guys all back here in town.
How healthy is your team going into this matchup?
I think we're relatively in good shape. I think having a few extra days off is going to help guys like Tyler and Nico. They've been banged up a little bit, and just that cumulative effect of banging all the time wears on you. And so hopefully we'll notice today when they go on out there that they're a little bit more fresh.
What would you say is the significance of that first half you guys had against Idaho? Is that a glimpse of what this team is capable of when the execution is there?
I think so. Really, most of our games in the first half, we've started off really well, particularly on offense. I thought our defensive effort and intensity was as good as it's been all year. Did a great job forcing some takeaways. If we continue to do that, force takeaways and limit explosive plays, and play good red zone defense like we did, we'll have a chance to keep improving each week, and that's our challenge to our guys. Is we've got to improve each week, and it starts with preparation. And each week, our guys have come back to work, and I expect it today.
Martez Waller against Hawaii had a career game to that point, even better against Idaho. Are you going to continue to approach that the same with the alternating series, or what's the game plan with the RBs?
We'll probably approach it the same way. Both those guys, Juice and Martez, are doing some good things. They have different strengths, and I think by using both of them, it keeps both of them fresh, keeps both of them hungry. And so, yeah, we'll keep it the same for right now.
I know it's been a while. been a week and a half since it happened, but getting Darryl Cash the touchdown, was that a feel-good moment for your team?
Yeah, I think so. I think everybody really respects and likes Darryl. It's tough whenever you're a walk-on. That guy gives as much effort as anybody on our team. And to see a guy like that who's been in our program and working so hard to actually get a chance to score in a game, our sideline was fired up for him. And hopefully that'll keep him fired up and keep doing what he does. I don't worry about his effort. He always gives great effort.
And your offense has been rolling pretty much every week this season. How do you see UNLV's defense maybe presenting a challenge and maybe getting past that?
Well, I'll tell you, they're playing better the last few weeks. They're an even front team that played a lot of man coverage. They like to pressure you. I think they've got some really good-looking athletes on defense, and we're going to have to make some plays when it's one-on-one. And I like our guys. I know Coach Schramm and our offensive staff will have a great plan, but it comes down to execution. And if we execute like we are capable of, I like our chances.
The last home game was the first sellout in a few years. Did you guys notice that down on the field? Was there a different atmosphere, and are you hoping or expecting the same thing this
Yeah, I think anytime you have a sellout, it's something that the players and coaches get excited about. I think the fact that not only was it a sellout, the loudness of our crowd was really impressive and really helped us down the stretch in that Boise game. And so, of course, I would love to hopefully have the game sold out again, or if not sold out, pretty darn close, and bring that same same loudness that we saw in the Boise game. If we can have that, I know our players they get a buzz off of it, and that's why we've played as well as we have at home.
Do you think 40,000 is that the new standard? I mean, do you think it should be?
I'd like to think that there's 40,000 people that would like to come see a top 25 team and a team that hasn't lost yet. I think we put a pretty entertaining product on the field. I mean, we've got a Heisman Trophy candidate in Derek, and right now we're number one in the Mountain West Western Division. So hopefully people want to come check us out.
I know that you don't like to talk about the rankings and the polls and stuff that's beyond your control, but do you feel like Fresno State is deserving of being 17th and 19th right now?
Who knows? I mean, we moved up 3 spots by taking the weekend off. My thought is let's take another couple weekends off and maybe be in the top 10. I mean, that to me, that's what it means. It's kind of fun to talk about right now, but it doesn't mean anything. I don't think 17 is a stop sign for our guys. We just got to get better every single week and then just see how it goes.
That's the question I kind of wanted to ask. Is that amusing to you that you move up when you
Yeah,
play?
it
You won
tells
by
you how much-
47 and you go down. I mean,
It just tells you how much that stuff means. It's stuff you don't have control over, and so it gives something for reporters to report on and people to talk about, but it doesn't mean anything.
Coach, you touched on this in your opening statement. There were a number of teams this past weekend that quote-unquote shouldn't have lost. How much do you use examples like a Stanford going into Utah and falling? How do you use that with your team to kind of take the first step in towards making sure that they don't think that they might be number 17 and expect them to win by 40 every week?
Well, I mean, that's just it. You point out real-world examples to them. This isn't just theory that you can lose every weekend. Last weekend, there was, 4 or 5 teams that were favored that lost. And, when they actually see it happen, they realize that on any given weekend, you're susceptible to lose if you don't perform well. And I think a lot of people think very, very highly of Stanford and Coach Shaw, but going on the road, especially in Utah, I've been up there. That's a tough place to win. And you point those out to your team and say, hey, look, guys, you better prepare every single week. And the thing I like about our guys is they don't care up to this point who we're playing and what's supposed to happen. Our guys have done a great job of preparation and didn't always play perfectly, but we were playing with enough intensity and drive and resilience that we find ways to win.